I wanted to travel. I promised her two things. I said, I'm going to build here and I'm going to get married. When I got to the UK, I was with my guy. I went to his house. The next day, I went and started washing plates because I had only £100. After 3 weeks, I was able to get £960. Still 60% of everything I generated. I started paying school fees. I did the roof, did the tiles, the plastering, did the painting.
In less than 2 years for you to complete that is that's huge. 500,000 plus followers, millions of views, and all of this brand name that you build.
I could keep you talking from now till tomorrow morning. I'm not going to get tired. I am a medical lab scientist, and I was also a radio presenter, an MC, and comedian. I've been on the same stage with Maya, Paul Okoye, Flavor, Fido.
Was it your passion for what you wanted to grow up?
The way content is, you have to do extraordinary things for you to be noticed. I don't really have to explain this because I'm not a pastor, but I believe there is a driving factor that drives some people, and you can't change it, you can't stop it, you can't fight it.
What's up, my smart friend? Before you jump straight into this episode, there are 3 boxes I'd love you to check while you watch. First things first, please make sure to hit the subscribe or the follow button down below, because the more we grow, the bigger guests we can approach on this platform and the more value we can bring to you here on the podcast. Second, a lot of friends always reach out to me and say something like, "Hey, Arrey, I really did enjoy this particular segment of this episode." What I want you to do, if you get to a point like that, pick up your phone and send this to a friend and say, "Hey, check this out between 10 to 15 minutes. There's something very important I'd love you to see." Number 3, please make sure to check out the links in the description for very helpful resources. You're going to find the link to join the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for friends who want to learn and master a high-income digital marketing skill. Whether your goal is to build your personal brand, become a freelancer, or get a job in digital marketing, the Smart Club is going to be the right place for you. Also, you're going to find the link to join our 21,000 Smart Friends on email, where you're going to receive an email from me once every week. Plus, down below, you're also going to see links to connect with the guest. So please make sure you tick those 3 boxes and enjoy the rest of this episode. Today, there's a lot that you have done on social media. I was just looking at your page, 500,000 plus followers, millions of views, and all of this brand name that you built. But before content, who was MC Akonuche?
Okay, so I knew this question was going to come up, so I'll try to be very brief as possible.
Okay.
A lot of people now know me as a content creator. Originally, I am a medical lab scientist. This is what I studied in the university, was practicing in Nigeria before I came here. And I was also a radio presenter. I did radio for 8 years. Yeah, radio presenter back in Nigeria. I was also into journalism. I was a pressman and an MC and comedian. As a matter of fact, people that know me before know me originally as an MC and comedian. I did a couple of shows in Nigeria. I've been on the same stage with Timaya, Paul Okoye, Flavor, Fido, the likes of them. When one of the biggest men in Nigeria, Emeka Ofor's daughter, got married, I anchored the event alongside Chuks the General, Bovi. So this is like who I used to be. I was combining this, working in the hospital. Now got to the UK, started making content. Everybody forgot I was an MC and a comedian. So this is who I used to be and the content creator of today. Yeah.
I went a bit more over your background and I saw lots of that. I was kind of like, okay, this is good. Somebody that I connect to in the journalism field. When did it click for you that it was going to be content creation? What was that story for you leading into content creation? And everybody has that one thing. What was yours?
So the thing is, basically, I love to talk. I could keep you talking from now till tomorrow morning. I'm not going to get tired. And that's why I enjoyed my radio presentation. That it used to be like 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. I can drive you there and you will never feel bored. And then I'm now in the UK as a student then. I started making videos in 2021. No, I tried to do a couple of things, but 2022 was proper when I started making videos. And then I'm like, how do I still do things that will involve talking again? Because I need to talk. I know I could put words together. I know I have that ability to command people to listen to me. I need to start saying some of these things, maybe experiences, maybe that was how it came about. I'm like, okay, I could start putting these things into videos. Maybe I need to act it. How do I get people to act? How do I get who to record, who to edit? And then at some point, I'm like, no, you might just be saying these things. You might not necessarily act them. Just say, record yourself. And that was it. And when I started doing it, that joy that comes from talking that I've always liked, I started getting it and boom, that was how I started. when I first started, I didn't have an idea what to do. I didn't say, okay, I'm going to be talking about UK, because basically now everybody knows I talk about UK and stuff, but that's not the only thing I do. I started speaking my own dialect when I first started Igbo language in Nigeria. At some point, I started realizing that some people who don't understand Igbos are following me. They'll be like, oh, speak what we can hear, speak what we can hear. I said, okay, I'm going to be mixing with my own dialect and pidgin. After some time, people again are saying, look, we don't understand this. I switched completely to pidgin. And then I now noticed from other African countries that don't understand pidgin also following me. Then I now switched to English. That's it. That's where I now stayed. Then once in a while, I could mix it with pidgin or whatever, So I didn't have an idea where to go. I didn't. But when I started talking about UK, I realized that when people travel, they start taking advantage of people back home in Africa. People in Africa always believe someone is in the UK, he's got everything, he can help me and give me visa.
Yes.
He don't. So I started talking to people, telling them, look, you can actually do this thing by yourself. It's just like this. That was how the whole idea of talking about UK came about. And each time I do any video, it's going, everybody's, so that's it.
Right. It's really interesting that you break down the steps, because those were some of the questions I wanted to ask you. But I mean, because you're a talker, it's already evident that you understand where I'm driving with the questions, because I wanted to ask, okay, what did it look like, the first content for you, which, I mean, you've already just put out there. In the course of the content, what was driving your decision on what to focus on? Was it, oh, the people relate with this content, should I put that out? Or was it your passion for what you wanted to put out?
I so much believe in letting people know the things I know that they don't know. Now, I also started a Facebook Live I do every Tuesday by 9 p.m., which I still do to today. That Facebook Live is only medical. I call it Body No Be Firewood. It's for medical teaching. It's not a medical class per se, but those things that we Africans are supposed to know, but we were not taught these things while growing up. A lot of things, basically, everyone is supposed to know. We don't even know that. For instance, people don't know that hepatitis B is more dangerous than HIV. Back in Africa, everybody is just about HIV. No, but with HIV, you could take your medication, you could be fine. With hepatitis B, chronic hepatitis B, there's just nothing to do for you, because your liver is going to be chopped off, and that's just the best way for me to explain it, and you're gonna die. Now, I love knowledge. My passion is I want people to see that it's not just making. People think that everybody making content, they didn't go to school, they are just not refined, they are just very arrogant people and stuff like that. There can be someone who actually went to school, who is knowledgeable enough that will still make you laugh. If you want the whole street thing, I could do it. You come to knowledge, I am there. You come to, so it's possible. And we can also have someone who is doing content and it's not just about carrying everybody and sleeping with them. I'm not trying to judge anyone. I'm just saying there can still someone. It's not everybody. Don't put all of us in the same peg like, oh, that's how they are, that's how they are. So that thing of sharing knowledge was the number one passion. I wouldn't even lie. That's the thing. I want people to see that this guy is knowledgeable. This guy knows what he's doing. Oh, I'm learning a lot of things from this guy. Oh, I've never heard this thing before. That's number one, obviously. And then number two, again, I would say that I didn't even know there was money on social media, to be very honest. I had no idea. It was later. Someone was saying, do you know you can monetize your page? Do you know that? That was how I got to know. Didn't even know. So money was not even part of it the first time. But of course, when the money started coming, I was happy. Yeah, that I started when I started. So that passion to drive knowledge to people, that was the first thing. So I'm always thinking, what's the next thing? I know most people in Africa, they are not exposed. They don't know about certain things. So I would think about, maybe I should do this one. And I wanted to now start letting paint the picture of UK to people in Africa. You don't need to, without coming, you can understand, have an idea how these things work, so that your mindset start changing before you come. That's the passing knowledge. So that was major motivations.
Yeah, there's something very important. Now, I'm trying to draw from always your thought process, because the general tendency is, if I am a comedian and I think about sharing content online, then the natural line to go is skit making. But what
Yes.
you did is you were already into comedy, but when you thought about sharing content online, you choose to take the format of you just talking to the camera. And that's very difficult to do, by the way, because you need to hold people's attention for that long period of time. What was the thought process for you on deciding the format of what your content should be like?
I'm a talkative, basically. I have held people down and make them miss important appointment by talking. I kid you not. I'm really serious. If you know Nigeria very well, the distance between Enugu State to Calabar
Yeah,
to cross,
I've traveled that. Yeah, I think it's
it's
about
really
10 hours.
far. I've been on a journey with people, group of people. We are going for, I think, conference. I talked from in Calabar for the whole of the journey. I was talking. One lady just shook her head and said, I've never seen this type of person in my life. I can talk, like I enjoy talking, and you never be bored. So you will be laughing. I've lost all those things because UK makes you too serious. Nothing is serious here. This one, they will say you are rude. So I have actually neutralized all of those things before. So now, because that flair to talk, I just love it. And I looked at people doing content. Everybody is acting. I need to do something different. There can be a comedy that is not being acted, that is being spoken. You can start from that. And of course, I had challenges of who to bring in to act, who to hold camera, and stuff like that. So it's better I'm just doing it on my own. Once in a while, if I see someone, you wouldn't see me doing much of collaborations. I'm not saying it's not good, but I might have a concept. You might not understand what I want because you are not an act. We don't have many of those people here in the UK. You see how the country is, everybody's just facing their business. So even if I say, okay, I've tried a couple of hits before, but most times it doesn't come out the way I want it because there is a concept I have in my mind, and interpreting it to someone who is not an actor, who doesn't have that creative mind, is going to be difficult. So that was why I said, okay, just talk. And if he's working, you will be seeing that he's working, and he's working. I talk again, is what I talk again. And it's so hard to see someone who can get people to sit down and watch a video where someone is talking to the end. It's hard.
Yeah. True.
It's really hard. So when I choose that part, I didn't regret it.
It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of skills to just keep people watching and listening to you for a period of time. So I wanted to come back to your journey. I watched one of your videos where you talked about getting into the UK with just £100.
Yeah.
And you started off by washing plates. What was that journey like for you?
That journey is very crazy, honestly. I mean, people actually think it's just stories I made up in my head. I'm just telling you what happened. Like the way things turned around for me was really very quick and fast. I never expected it. When I was leaving, I didn't have any money. My flight ticket was actually booked by my friends. I got this person, people contributed money. I had only £100. I didn't have money. My parents, it's just me. It was just a one-man thing. Nobody is there. I don't have uncles, family members, that. When I got to the UK, I was with my guy. I went to his house. Then I think it was during COVID. So, movement was restricted. So when they see you around a particular building, they start asking questions. And this guy was living with the wives, and they wouldn't want to see another stranger. Maybe they don't know where you're coming from. So I don't come out until they've gone to work. I just come out quickly, go to the kitchen, get food, microwave, run back to the room. I'm not stepping out again till the next morning. Sometimes I wouldn't have to have my bath because they are around. It was like that. And I didn't even have an idea where to go. I collected my BRP, and then this guy connected me to that hospitality company where you could become a kitchen porter. I didn't have money to rent anything. So, but luckily for me, I had one other guy living in Scunthorpe, northern part of England, who wanted to come down to London, but he hasn't gotten any accommodation. He was a student, and we were in the same uni doing masters. And then I said, okay, I'm in London. I could look for the house. Then let's pay. And then looking for accommodation was very easy. So there's a place in Peckham. When you go there, they put out phone numbers for accommodation. Just pick them up and start calling them. It used to be very easy then, about 4 years ago. So I just picked as many numbers as possible. I was calling. I wanted to know where a landlord that will accommodate two people, because sometimes they'll say they don't want students, they don't want two people. I can't pay alone. Finally, I got the house. He brought the rent. So he paid, because I had only £100. We started living together. Then I'm to pay the rent for the next month. The next day, I went and started washing plates. Just went down there. That job is one of the most... Anyway, there's no job that's easy in England, but that one is very difficult. It's hard because you have to stand for 11 hours. Like, you have only 30 minutes break. And when we say washing plate, it's not like they'll bring out the plate. People don't get it. It's a fast restaurant. Those big Italian restaurants where there are different kinds of plates, different kinds of pot. They fry it, they throw it, you pick it, fire will burn your hands, and you arrange them different places, you clean, no, it wasn't easy. And it's down on the ground, like no network. You can't even operate your phone. You can't be working and be operating your phone. So after 3 weeks, I was able to get £960 for 3 weeks. Now I work 12 to 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. One day when I was coming back from work, I slept off in the bus. I slept off and I followed the bus to the last junction. There's a bus stop called New Cross in Southeast London. I got up to find out that that's my house. I had to use the map to start walking back to my house. And remember, I'm going to sleep and come back the next day by 12. It was a very tough decision. But I had to make sure I worked out that rent. That rent was £600 because I needed to pay it the next month. So next month, I got £960, paid the £600 for the rent, and then had a £360. Inside the £360,
300.
Yeah, okay, 100 was for the fixed deposit, which the man also was asking that we have to pay it in bit. So he divided it into 200. So I had to bring extra 100. And then my guy brought extra 100, that's 200. Pay another 200 and pay another 200. So I now paid 700. I was now left with 260. Inside the 260, I used £55 to register for care training, while I used 50 to do my DBS, because I now heard of care job that it pays more than the kitchen porter, so I can switch up jobs. So I spent 105. Then I was now left with how much now? 7,805. Then I was left with less than £100. That less than £100, that's what I'm using to top up my Oyster card. If you live in London, you will know Oyster card. You know, buy little things, and then the other month again, I got another one. That's how the journey now started.
Until someone has gone through this, they might literally not understand, because you're having to manage, you're dealing with all of that. You're dealing with getting used to the food, getting used to the people, getting used to the culture, getting used to the weather, the cold on your pants, getting used to the bus roads, getting used to the train roads. It's just like a lot. You're in a whole world of your own. And then it finally, we fast forward the story to you being able to give to your parents, and you say, Mama, Daddy, this is something I did for you.
What do you want me to answer in that one? Is it how I came about it, or anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about how you came about it, because I did practically just some of the lessons you learned in the process, the ones that you're open to share as well.
Okay, so let me say, the morning I was leaving my house when I wanted to travel, that place, that building is now, and I pointed there and told my mom, I'm going to build here. I promised her two things. I said, I'm going to build here and I'm going to get married, because it's been long my mom has been disturbing me about marriage. You know, Africa. I don't know if it happens in Cameroon, but they just
Tell me about it, bro.
They keep disturbing you. I'm the first son and first child, so I'm not actually young. A lot of people look at me. I know if I tell you to guess my age, you would say 27, 28, 29, But yeah, my immediate younger brother is married. He's a policeman. So that marriage thing, I told her, okay, I will build here and I'm going to get married. Those are the two things I promised her. When I was saying this, I had no idea how it's just like statement of faith, just positivity, something to calm her down. so that she would just leave me to go. Like, I had no idea how it was going to happen. I mean, and then I left. So when I started working, my primary target was to pay people I borrowed, because obviously I got money from a lot of people to come to this country. Started paying off my debt. Gradually I cleared the debt. It was now my school fees that was left. I started working hard for my school fees, started working hard for my school. It wasn't easy, but just you are in the UK, you will understand. It wasn't easy. I remember one day I came back from work, the mail I received from a uni about school fees. You know, when you don't pay up your school fees up to date, they send you mail, they give so many options that I couldn't sleep that night. So I was still doing care. I was not doing care majorly. Once in a while, I pick up shift for the kitchen porter and stuff like that. And suddenly, UK said if you're a medical student, you can actually work more than 20 hours on that health sector, on that NHS. And they were looking for medical people then. There was COVID. They needed a lot of people to be at the war front. We were actually the people who were at the war front of COVID when people were dying. We were at the war front. Like, we were the people doing the point testing. It was called NHS mobile testing unit, mobile van project. We were moving to different places. I went to different parts of England. So our life was at risk. We can die, like we were working with the COVID itself. Someone told me about the job. I submitted my CV. I'm a medical lab scientist, but I don't have HCPC yet, because it takes about 6 months. HCPC is Health and Care Professional Council. It's like a license. You have to register to practice as a medical lab scientist in the UK. So I haven't had it yet. I haven't done it. It takes time. I don't even have money to do it. So I wasn't working as a scientist then. I was working as an assistant, an associate practitioner. But the money was okay. It was 4 days on, 4 days off. They lodge up in a hotel, pay for your transport, pay for your feeding, £25 for feeding every day. It was good. It was like one of the best jobs I did. That was what saved me. So when I started doing that work, sometimes in a week I could get 700, I could get 800 in a week. I've gotten 1,000 before. And I know how to spend very well. So how to save. That's one advantage. I can save very well. I save like 60% of everything I generate.
Before you continue to watch the rest of this episode, here's what I want you to say.
If I am to rate Smart Club, I'm going to rate it a 9.5 on 10. I'm only taking that 0.5 because perfection leaves no room for development.
He's known for his expertise and innovative problem-solving skills.
Arrey is so practical at what he does.
Hello, this is Flora from the Smart Club.
I joined the Smart Club because I wanted to acquire more skills.
I wanted to acquire more knowledge and skills.
The Smart Club gives you an opportunity to have a one-on-one talk with ARREYB.
It is very innovative.
I have an agile way of thinking now.
We learned a lot, becoming T-shaped, content creation.
These are friends who joined the Smart Club and have been building the skills with us for the last couple of years. Maybe you're asking yourself right now, Arrey, what's Smart Club all about? The Smart Club is my private mentorship club that I built for friends who want to master a high-income digital marketing skill. Whether your goal is to build your personal brand, become a freelancer, or you want to get a job in digital marketing, the Smart Club is the right place for you. Registration has officially opened for the next batch of students. If this sounds like something that you'll be interested in, please don't hesitate to check out the link in the description and join us and build your digital marketing skill.
So I started paying school fees bit by bit. Before you knew it, I was done. Funny enough, the moment I finished paying my school fees, the project ended.
Ooh, that was grace.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, God just used this to actually bless me, you know. And I got COVID a couple of times, recovered, you know, moved on because I had the vaccine and all that. So the next thing was, you promised your mom you were going to build a house, right? I then started saving.
Right.
I remember one man that came to where I was living. That man will not even remember that comment he made that time. I picked it. He said he had one very small box. All those little money he used to put it there, he doesn't touch it. I went to a care home again. One woman told me, that for 1 year now, she was able to save £10,000. She used to put like 200, 300, 100, or she said within 2 years, I can't remember. I said 10,000, it's possible. So I got my own box too. I started putting money there, £100. I would just go withdraw it, put it there, just to discipline myself, because when it's in the bank, I might be spending it. I now spoke to my entertainment manager, and he said yes, that I can actually start this house. I said, I can't do it. He said no. Thanks to him, because he was pushing me, telling me, you can do this. I said, no, I can't. He said, you know who you are. So with the little I have saved, now I got NHS job when I finished as a student, and then content already started paying me. I was advertising for so many agencies as well. Most of my videos have adverts in them, like, because I am credible. I don't take money from people. I'm very straightforward. Before I advertise for you, I use my hand to verify the business. There's one man, you are telling me you help people to get permanent residency in the US, but you're in Nigeria. How does that work? I said, no, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this, no matter how much you want to pay me. If you can see the podcast later, you will know probably you've come to me for an advert and I turned it down. And it's not just about the money. I need to know that that thing is working. So when I say this is working, it is working. And when I say I am doing this, I am actually doing it. I was having adverts, I was saving my NHS, that I paid this, I paid that, I started the building. And then boom, I got an endorsement with Lemfi. I became their influencer. That's another thing, A lot of people were using my referral code. If you download Lemfi, use my referral code MCAK, they give you £10, they give me £10 as well. Pounds rate also helped me, because when I now convert it, it will become very big in my Nigerian currency.
Yeah.
So when I had money, I gathered money, I converted into Naira. It was a lot to do a lot of things. By then, I was done with the building. I did the roof, tiles, plastering, did the painting. Then gradually, I started fixing other things. It was just a year and day.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, I started last year, February, and then we opened it in March this year. I have fulfilled that part. Is now remaining the other second one.
That was huge. That's like less than a year, or less than 2 years for you to complete that. That's huge for you to do that. I wanted you to talk a bit about content creation. If someone were to start content creation, what would you think? What lesson would you want them to go into content creation knowing as they start to create content? Okay, so first of all, the way content is, you have to do extraordinary thing for you to be noticed. Now, look at it this way. Everybody is trying to be funny on social media. Every content wants to boil down to, at the end, people are laughing. There have been a lot of people on this queue. You don't need to join that queue. You will belong there to be noticed. There have been people talking too, but some do not have that driving capacity to keep people to listen to them. You must look for something different that you have to talk about. That's number one. And will you be willing to pay the sacrifices? There is so much that is involved. It's not just, I want to start content. I want to start content. I want to start. Do you know what I go through? I give you an example. I work in the hospital. I work every day. This weekend now, we shoot all the contents I'm going to post this week. I'm already on my phone. I've shot all of them. I've edited all of them. It's just about 2 remaining that I'm yet to edit. I have them in my phone already. That's why sometimes you see me with this hairstyle when I used to change hairstyle. The next 2 days, you are still with another hairstyle. Maybe I shot that content a long time ago. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up by 7:30, post on Facebook, post on TikTok, post on Instagram, post on YouTube, post on Twitter, post on WhatsApp. Go to all of them, reply. I'm rushing to have my meal, to have breakfast. I'm rushing to have my bath, dress up and go to work. You have to go back to each of them, comment, reply few people to increase engagement. Can you be able to be consistent? Okay, let's even assume that what you are doing doesn't make sense, but can you be consistent at least for 3 months? Can you post consistently for 3 months and tell me that your page will not move? Because I've seen a lot of people come to me, how do I make my page? I've never advertised my page any day. I've never paid anybody. I've never, this whole sponsor this. I've never done it. I don't even understand how it works. I am just posting. Can you do this for 3 months and be consistent? If Facebook brings you down or demonetize you, can you keep on posting even when the money is not coming to keep the page alive? Or are you going to stay and say, this thing, in fact, nothing is coming up, and just relax? Because I know when Facebook, what did I even do to my page then? It took 6 months, 90 days. I was still posting. I didn't give up. I didn't stop. One day someone told me, do you know you can actually use money you are getting from Facebook and be paying your rent? I'm like, he said you got over £300. I'm like, what? 300? It's not possible. He said, yes. I never knew it was possible. I'm like, if I can get 3, I thought he was even lying. I didn't even believe him.
until I started seeing it. I knew this thing is working. So what I would say is, you need to be different, number one. You need to be, in fact, consistency is number one. And people think it's about buying a camera, ring light, microphone, that lightning. Those things are fine. I'm not saying they are not fine. However, the most important thing is that people are seeing you every day.
Show up.
People wake up in the morning, they've not even said their prayers. They've not even checked if their leg is still working. You know, when you are lying down on the bed, you are not even sure whether one of your legs is still working because you've not used it that morning. They rush to Facebook. They rush to Instagram. They rush to TikTok. They've not even said their prayers. This is the world we are living in now. Don't worry. Let them just keep seeing you. Don't worry. Whether they are liking it, whether they are not liking it, whether they are commenting, but it's none of your business. One day, one person will say, who is this guy I'm not talking about? He will pause and listen to you. And maybe that day you are saying something very interesting and then they will follow. Divide your time. That's why I'm always very busy. I don't have time. This evening when I finish this thing and I'm going for another meeting, I will shoot, I will edit, I will post, and I do this thing all alone. You get, my manager replies to my inbox. Most times I'm not there for people coming for adverts and maybe booking me for MC. Because there are just so many questions there. How do I do that? Can I speak to it? I can't speak to everybody too much. Facebook has got over 11,000 messages. Instagram is about 3,000 something. TikTok is over 4,000. Then you now talk of WhatsApp, which is my friends. How will I be able to respond to you? Can I speak to you? Can I speak to you? Can I talk to you? It's too much. It's too much. I can't. And lots of these things, people just want to take advantage. These people are not even following me. They are not sharing your content. They are not fans. They just want to eat off you. I'm not benefiting anything from you. And you want me to give you my time. No, it doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't. So be consistent, be different. Don't give up. Don't even listen to anybody. And I also advise, if it's Facebook or Instagram, start a live section, Facebook Live, for instance. Like I told you, I do at 9 p.m. And, have something interesting you have to be doing. Be consistent with it. It drives my followers too. Then when I started, I used to I've given brand new phone to my fans for 3.
Yeah.
To do a raffle draw. Yes. Then if people that started following me way back 2022, then my life, because I saw it as business, so I am investing. There's this thing Nigerian people call recharge card, like to load on your phone that you can make call. I used to give out recharge cards. I can pick 2 people, send them on a date, pay for their food. Those things were bringing people. The Nigerians, they love giveaway, So you don't need to spend much. £20 is like 30-something thousand naira or 40, even up to 40,000. Now that thing can be enough to give recharge card for like 3 months.
Wow.
So it's not even that expensive. You can look for 5 people, give them 5,000. That's 20,000. Which is just like you spend like £12. Just small. They will appreciate it over there. These are the few things I can say to anyone who wants to go into content. I'm sorry I'm talking too long, and then I don't know how you...
No. It's your space. It's your space, to be honest. I'm comfortable with you speaking because that's the whole reason why. I'm here to feed off that energy and make sure that I get good content for whoever's watching this. How do you get content ideas?
Some of my content are things already in my head before. I could say, I would think about it and say, this thing is going to make sense. If you notice, there's always a lesson in all my content. I don't just dish out things, and I don't call out people. I'm not doing show breast, show nyash, show. I'm not saying people do, but that's not my pattern. I'm not doing pranks. I'm not doing violent things. No. My content is not for entertainment most of the time. You must learn. You will laugh though.
It's education as well. Yeah. Very, very, a lot of education.
Good. So it might be something that have happened before. I will start thinking back to secondary school, uni, days of living in Nigeria. When I came to the UK, these things people need to know. It could be that. It could be something that happened before. It could be something that is happening now that I have witnessed. Then it could be something that is making wave on the internet. But I don't really rush over things that are making waves because I know everybody's going to talk about it. I look for a different direction to go through it. Do you get? Yes. So basically, this is how I derive it. I might just stay and think, people don't really know that this UK is hard. You need to talk to Africans. How do you tell them? Now, if I just open camera and start saying, guys, this UK is so hard, do you know that it will not really make sense? I will now think of a story that have happened to someone that is really showing that this country is hard. It's real. I didn't make it up. I will not say, okay, with this story, then you will not drive the point that this is exactly why I'm saying this. And then boom. And sometimes when the thing comes, I will just, there's a place I have on my phone. I could just make a voice note, just talk about something, I just leave it there. And sometimes if it comes, I just pick up my clock, just go out, just record it with that vibe, that energy I'm feeling that time. Because after that time, it will be lost. I'll just record it and keep it. Later, I will decide if I want to post it or not.
So it's like you talk like that. I start to think about. I mean, I actually realized that you sing. I didn't know. When I was searching you, I realized that you sing. So, but I was going to say that it's very similar to like an artist. You know, when you get that inspiration. So I play the piano. I play the bass. I actually realized, funny thing, that we have a lot of things in common. You have worked for radio, I've worked for radio, you're into journalism, I've done journalism, you're into music, you sing, I play the piano. I was just like, how do you even meet this kind of person with multiple talents?
At some point in my life, I was confused on what I was going to do because I had so many things I was doing. I sang, in fact, there is a snippet of a song I was to do with MI.
Yeah, I know MI,
as far back as 2009. Yes. So, but then, in 2010, I moved to the medical school and it never happened again. I've been involved in movies as well, and I write as well. I have so many unpublished work that I don't know if I'm still going to publish them or I'm not going to publish them. One of them, my best work, I termed it sugar-coated poison. Yeah. So at some point I was confused, like all these things, what am I doing this?
What's sugar-coated poison all about?
So it's just basically when we were young, you love life. You just think, oh, before you know now, I get to the secondary school, I go to the university, I become a doctor, I come out, I buy big car for mommy. And, you're just looking at it like a sugar. But you don't know that life is like sugar-coated poison. Like it's sweet to look at from outside, but when you go inside, it's like a poison, Yeah, so that was just like basically how life is all about. When you now start going into it, you look at things from outside, they look very nice. When you go inside, it's not really that way that you are seeing it. So that's the idea of that one. It's yet unpublished, and I don't know. Maybe one day I'm just going to bring it, and people will say again, "Oh, is he writing it again?" Because that's the thing. Whatever thing I bring out, I say, "Oh, now I try to do some skit." They are like, "Oh, you are not doing skit." These things have been there. It was there. It's just I just dish them out when at the appropriate time. Like the popular Nigerian pastor Dumeje, I've got many powers, so I decided to dish out.
Kadabush.
Yes. So that's it.
You mentioned something that was very important, and I know that a lot of people will face it on a journey, especially Africans when you travel. But even not just Africans when they travel, when you start to get to a position like yours, I think I faced a bit of that. A lot of people around are demanding your energy, and it takes a toll on you because you're like, I have to be here, I have to do this, I have to do X, Y, and Z. You wake up in the morning, you have 50 messages, 49 of those messages, everyone needs something from you. Yeah. And being in your position, how do you manage such a scenario? What's the one thing you are doing to keep yourself grounded?
Ignore. Before, when I started, it was very hard because I'm someone who is I have conscience. I have a good even though I might be tough outside, like because I don't want you to know that I'm soft inside. I will just people that have done business with me, that first time you'll be like, why is this guy? At the end of the day, you'll be like, no, this guy is this soft. Like, so that first time, I just I don't like people taking advantage of me and thinking I am nothing, It was a problem for me. I kept on sending money, kept on attending to things, at some point, I called myself and I said, listen, do you know if you didn't send that money, those people will still find a way to solve their problem.
Do not die.
They will not die. And now, you have your own problem. You need to face your own. Let them face their own. Because if anything happens to you, they will not come. They will say, we are praying for you. That's the only thing. Take heart. It's well. It's going to be fine. Keep on pressing. These are the words you will hear. Nobody will genuinely come for you. You need to understand. You need to understand that you need to pay attention to yourself and extend it to your family if you have family values. Yourself comes first because no one is going to take care of you more than you take care of yourself. You have to be self. It has to be you first. Me. And in Africa, we don't take care of ourselves as men. How many times have you gone to the market, buy a pair of trousers for yourself, buy shirt for yourself? No, it's about people. But you are the one working. You are the one making the money. You are supposed to enjoy it too. It's not been, you've not gotten to that point where you can help everybody. Do you see it? When you get to that point where you can, that's fine. But now, no, because they're seeing you on social media, because it's this account number is flying up and down. My dear, it happened to me to the point that, and I said, okay, that's fine. So, like now, my messages on Facebook now, there's nothing that will make me respond to anybody unless I see how much do you charge for an advert. Can I see your rate card? This is the only time I send it. Anything you are writing there from now till next year, nobody will read. Nobody is going to respond because people just want to live off people. These people are not fans. They're not sharing your videos. They are nothing. They want you to just live on Facebook and when will I start responding to 11,000 messages? When will I? So that I just say no. It doesn't mean you're not a bad person. You just have principle for your work. So now I completely ignore. People meet me every day outside. They take pictures with me. Can I have your number? I will tell you. Having my number is not the problem. Will I be able to have the time to speak with you? The same way you are asking me, 100,000 people there are asking me too. Like when you met me, if you had come up with stories like, I'm a student, for instance, I'm struggling to pay school fees. Do you know anywhere? I won't give you that number because it's another extra stress you are bringing. But you said something completely different. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm like an immigrant too. I'm just working. There's no difference between me and you. It's just that I'm doing content and you know me. There's no other difference. It could have been you that is doing the same content. So I just ignore. Yes, no worries, you can't satisfy everybody. They will say, because he has gone to the UK, that's fine. That's okay. That's all right. The day you have and you can be able to give them, that's okay. Face your own. Face your own. Think of your content. Think of your work. Edit your stuff. Post it. Face your business. Leave these people. They will be fine. They will not die. That's the mindset, bro. And it has been working.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is like you're just hitting the nail on the head, because I know a bunch of times and because again you have a good heart, you want to be there for everybody, and sometimes you're just killing yourself, you're just struggling all day, you want to show up. Oh, this person reaches out, and they're very good at sending some kind of message.
They try to how do they put it? They try to emotionally black. I know Africans and I know the pattern. That's why you need to ignore. And again, you are not Jesus Christ. Jesus has already come and died. Someone has done it. Someone has died for all of us. You cannot become the second Jesus because someone has already died. And you don't need to be a good man. If not, they will kill you. Anybody that has become good in life, look at Jesus Christ with all the things he did, they still killed him. They say, look at him. He says he's the king of the Jews. Kill that man. You don't need to. You will not live. Let me give an instance. The popular Nigerian actor Junior Pope, who died, may so rest in peace. This guy was a very good guy. At some point, we used to be close back in 2017 when I used to be in Asaba. He was a very accessible guy, very good guy. And it's because he was too good. Because if he was those arrogant type of people, he would say, no, I'm not getting into that boat without a life jacket. No, I'm not shooting anything that has to do with water. No, I am not. But he's a good guy, like, okay, don't worry. He's just trying to help the director. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. I mean, let's just help ourselves. No. I mean, it's fine when you do like that, but you need to think about yourself first. Don't try to be Jesus. Don't try it. Jesus has done it. You are not Jesus. You are a human being. When they emotionally blackmail you, just ignore. Like, just completely ignore. Just leave it. Don't say anything, because saying something, they will misinterpret you. They will never understand what you are trying to explain. Don't try to make them to understand. No, they will not. So now saying something will even get it worse. So just ignore it. Just ignore it.
A lot of sense in that. A lot of sense, and I totally agree. 1000%. You have to look out on yourself. Before you continue to watch the rest of this episode, I've got some great news. Whether your goal is to build your personal brand, to become a freelancer, or to get a job in digital marketing, we've helped hundreds of people, and your time to join the Smart Club is right now. Down below, we're going to put the link regardless of where you are, your stage, whether you're tech or not. The Smart Club is a place for you. So the next batch of the Smart Club is here, and we're officially accepting club members. If this sounds like something that will be interesting to you, please make sure to check the link down in the description below so that you can join the next batch of students. So the best part of all this, whether you're watching this and you go, Arrey, but the smart club might not necessarily be for me. I think you have family members, friends, relatives who you want to upskill themselves. This is going to be the right place for them to upskill. So check out the smart club. Make sure to recommend the smart club to friends, family members, or those people who might find this very helpful. What would you say has been your biggest realization within the last 5 years, be it in your personal life or in your journey creating content? Because if I look at even my journey, be it traveling out, be it the opportunities that I've had, it just came back to me that it's timing. Sometimes I'm not very lucky. I'm not the best person to be in that place. It's just like timing. I just did a few things and it just hit on time. And then sometimes I didn't even know what I was doing, but it just hit. It's just like timing. Things just fell in place for me. So I wonder what, for someone like you, with all this long journey that you've had, I wonder what that kind of realization will be.
I'm going to say there is this thing we say in Africa, because we are Christians, we say grace. I don't really know how to explain this because I'm not a pastor, but I believe there is a driving factor that drives some people. And I think I have more of it than other people. The way I am now, it doesn't mean other people that are not on my level are not working hard. There are even people harder than I am, but they are not where I am. It doesn't mean I work like them. I think there is a driving force. I think there is something that drives people more than it is driving other people. And you can't change it. You can't stop it. You can't fight it. I know a couple of my friends who started content before me. These people have been there. I know one of them now, he's still in 80-something thousand followers. I am in 500. This guy was there like 3 years even before me. There is something called grace, or a driving factor. And if you have it, utilize it, you will go far. Now, I noticed something between me and my friend. We are really very close. I have a very good photographic memory. I hardly forget things. This conversation we're having, I can tell you exactly this. What questions you asking me in the next 10 years? I keep things. Don't let go. I don't know. I could do things people cannot do. Most times I don't research things. I just on camera, things start flowing in my head. Let me say I want to talk about HIV now, for instance. I would probably not have anything. The moment I open my mouth, the thing will just be coming. Even me, I am wondering, where are these things coming from? Yeah. But that my friend, he's not like that. He can't put words together. He will say something, he will even forget what happened here. He will even forget. But he's smart. He's intelligent. He's in own way. You see, we are created in different ways. There's something. Number two, the kind of people around you is very important, who you let into your life. I give you an example. It is not the water under the ship that makes the ship to sink. It is the water that the ship allows to get into it that makes it to sink. Whatever thing you allow to enter you will definitely drown you wherever, depending on the positive side or the negative side. The people you let into your life had a lot of things to do. When I meet people now, I choose my friends. If I have conversation with you 2-3 minutes, I already know where I'm putting you. I know where you can be different from what you are saying.
Right.
What we are seeing is you. I'm not going to judge you those whole things in its entirety, but then I know that I am seeing you from the little things you are saying. So when people talk, I can pick who can be my friend. And I like people that go further than me. I want to learn from. I don't just want when you are learning only from me, collecting from me. I cannot learn anything from you. I have realized that the people you let into your life is very important. I've realized there's something called grace. Lastly, with time, everything will align. Trust me. I didn't even believe a day. Like I stay now. My mom celebrated her birthday yesterday and I gifted her 1 million naira. I'm saying it here for the first time. Like, okay, in Nigerian naira, it's big money. I just want her to have the feel of being a millionaire in naira even before anything happens to her. I never thought of that day. Don't be in a rush. People don't want to listen. No, it doesn't work that way.
I actually feel that when you say you gifted your mom. Because I know that's close to my heart. When it comes to those people, I don't joke. Yeah. Regardless of what's happening, these people. If I think about my mom, so my mom is the kind of woman who will sit down and call you and say, "This is about to happen in your life. It'll happen in 3 months' time. In 3 months' time, that exact same thing will happen." Yeah. And then she'll say to me, "You're where you are because I'm praying for you."
Yeah.
And it's true because of the prayers and because of their upbringing. So when I think about family, I don't joke with those people.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing again I need to say to people, you must not build a house for your parents like I did. You must not give millionaire to your mother like I did. No. People want to wait until when they get to a peak where they can buy their mother. No. When you have 10 pounds and you couldn't bring out one pound to buy something for your mom. When you have 100 pounds, you will not bring out 10 pounds.
True.
When you have 1,000 pounds, you will not bring 100 pounds. Do according to what you have. There was a time I used to give my 10 to my mom, equivalent of 10 pounds to 20 pounds. Yes, there were days like that. Because that was all I had. And God was, I had that this is what I have. Now it's getting bigger, I have to increase it. But people just relax and say, no. Just little. Forget about the BRB. Just little. Take out 10 pounds. 10. It's not big. Buy one thing. Send it, convert it, just give to her. That's it.
MC, we've had a really good conversation. And funny enough, most of the things that I wrote down, you just spoke and just got into them like that.
I told you.
Without me asking them. So that's a really good sign that we are engaged in. And it's a really good sign that you know exactly what I wanted to get from you. But I'm curious. I will ask you this from a Nigerian Cameroonian perspective. You must not have an exact answer for this, but generally, what would you say is a Nigerian perspective about the Cameroon entertainment industry?
For me, I have few Cameroonian friends. One of the ladies I used to act skit with, I don't know if you've seen her. She's Cameroonian, but she's got a lot of things to do with Nigerians. So I look at the Cameroon entertainment, like it's still gaining momentum and then growing and then adjusting. Now they are beginning to diversify, create different sounds. Like I listen to this lady, is it Libianca? She's Cameroon.
Yes, Libianca is from Cameroon.
Yeah, she's got very good songs, I listen to people all the time, So I think they are beginning to, diversify, and it is easy for us to relate with them as well. Because I think we are all West. It's just that the problem is because they speak French and we speak English. If we are speaking the same language, trust me, it could have been like Ghana people, because we speak English. For me, Ghana and Nigeria is just the same. But I think it's still the same thing. It's just that language barrier that is not there that makes it look like, but it's still the same thing. Yeah, I know, because if you notice most of the things, everything is still interrelated. And of course, when you talk about West Africa, when you talk about Africa, it's West Africa that the world is seeing. Yeah, so, and once it's West Africa, that's the real Africa we're talking about.
Right. I should be looking forward to, hopefully somewhere in my mind and somewhere in the future, we're looking forward to many more collaborations. We want to see our top people in our own industry collaborate with your own top guys, with some of you guys, and create content and share that same energy. And also, I should be looking forward to getting you to taste Cameroonian jollof. Then you will abandon Nigerian jollof.
Okay, that would be nice. I'm always having a fight with my Ghanaian friend about Ghana jollof. And then, I used to have one Ghana guy in my flat where I live, and we are always talking about it. And I wouldn't mind to have Cameroonian jollof. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that my friend who is Cameroonian, she really cooks very well. I kid you not. I think maybe those people have a way of preparing food. I think your women are very good at preparing, because this lady, I'm not even saying, of course she's not here, she can cook. There's an idea of you can cook very well here in the UK, this British or tomato. No, this lady can cook a meal. So with that one alone, and she has this kind of good heart, like Nigerians are very accessible people. They are very friendly people. They are always when you look for their trouble. She has that kind of thing, so it's just very easy for us. So I look forward to, I want to diversify, to get to know more things about
we'll even look for you a Cameroonian woman now that
I'm laughing very hard. I haven't really met have I met any Cameroonian? I haven't seen any young. It's either I haven't met any young Cameroonian woman. I haven't. But for sure, I know they are good people. Once it's West Africa, it's Africa.
If you just enjoyed this episode, the chances are that you're going to enjoy other amazing episodes that we've recorded, so you can check that out somewhere around this video. Before you go, please make sure you check our 3 boxes. First things first, please make sure to hit the subscribe or the follow button down below, because the more we grow, the bigger guests we can approach on this platform and the more value we can bring to you here on the podcast. Second, a lot of friends always reach out to me and say something like, "Hey Arrey, I really did enjoy this particular segment of this episode." Pick up your phone and send this to a friend and say, "Hey, check this out, between 10 to 15 minutes, there's something very important I'd love you you to see. Number 3, please make sure to check out the links in the description for very helpful resources. You're going to find the link to join the Smart Club, which is my private mentorship club for friends who want to learn and master a high-income digital marketing skill. Whether your goal is to build your personal brand, become a freelancer, or get a job in digital marketing, the Smart Club is going to be the right place for you. So before you go, please make sure to tick those 3 boxes. Like I always say, my friends, cheers to many more years of shamelessly living and crazily excelling in passion and purpose. And I'll speak to you in the next episode.